Let's bring in Peter Schweizer, host of the Drill Down podcast and author of Red-Handed. Really? Chinatown of all places? Do you smell something a little suspicious here, Peter?
Yeah, I do. On a couple levels. I mean, first of all, the Biden response was sort of the Hillary Clinton response when it came to that server. It was the classic appeal to authority. We know what we're doing. There's no story here. We're following protocol. They weren't following protocol. And the reason, Jesse, this is such an important story in my mind is these documents, as you pointed out, were not sort of sequestered away behind Secret Service protection in a lockbox in somebody's private residence. These documents were in areas where there was a lot of activity. I mean, we know about Hunter Biden's ties to China. Remember Tony Blinken, who's now Secretary of State? He was running the Biden Penn Center. He also had a side business called West Exec, and one of their jobs was helping institutions to keep their Pentagon contracts while at the same time collecting money from China. And we know the money that was flowing to the Biden Penn Center. So this is a huge problem. You have to look at this in context. And yeah, there were things that Trump should have done different in the handling of his documents, but it's not like he was running a business or had other people running a business that involved the good graces of our chief adversary, which is China.
Why would you put classified documents in Chinatown, Peter?
I have no idea. I mean, I lived in Washington, D.C. for many years. I have no idea. I have no idea why they had him at the Biden Penn Center. That's not a place you should be keeping this stuff. You have foreign delegations that are coming all the time. You have visitors. It's an enormous problem. And I think what we're seeing, Jesse, is a merging of the sort of Hunter Biden story, the Biden family story, as it relates to China money, and now this question of these classified documents. And unfortunately, they look like they're converging theoretically in Beijing.
So if he knew about the documents all over the map in May, he signs off on the Trump raid in August. This gets buried before the midterms, and he tried to keep it quiet until it leaked, and then all of a sudden it was consensual. Does that sound consensual? It sounds like a cover-up that got blown up.
Absolutely, it was consensual. There's no indication whatsoever that they did some eternal protocol in 2020 and realized, oh, we've got these documents, we need to do something about it. This was directly, I believe, a response to the other news stories that were developing, the sort of ongoing litigation or conflict that Trump was having over his documents. And they were taking this action privately behind the scenes to effectively cover up what they were doing. And unfortunately, the notion of a sort of investigative press is largely gone in the United States today because nobody in the mainstream media seems to be interested in this story when it relates to Joe Biden and these documents.
Yeah, this is a huge scandal at this point, and there's no way you can put a lid on it. Peter, very happy to talk to you as always. You've been all over this from the very beginning. Thank you.
Thanks, Jesse.